Okay, the channel is live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adventure on So Many Levels. We're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and
Ooh.
ghosts.
I am Christiana Ellis. Christiana Hellis. And I am the Dungeon Master, which actually works already by itself as a spooky thing. We have a spooky ghost, otherwise known as Mark Kilfoyle, playing Nedry/Vertigo/Nedrigo.
I've lost everything now. The world is dark. Oh wait, this thing's on my head.
Oh yeah, well that might do it. Paul Fisher as Zinhorn Windborn. Oh, he
Nope.
was not ready to be introduced. He did not even have his headphones on, so he didn't even maybe know that I just introduced him.
Good evening.
Haha. Starla Hutchton as Carolina Swift.
Paul threw me off. So, hello, friends.
Hello, fiends.
And Jenny Meltzer as Evan Cresseldown.
I am death. That's just death.
But fun
That's
death.
the scary. Yeah, totally.
Evan's like the party death.
It's like a goth rave in here. That's all.
Can he cast Shimmering Ball?
No.
Dancing lights.
Can we invent? Yeah, Dancing Lights,
Yeah.
aka Shimmering Ball.
He cannot. No.
Let's invent that cantrip.
I feel like maybe like a fog cloud, have like dry ice fog on the ground on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Could be good.
Yeah, dry ice fog.
Yeah. And then some like
Yeah.
nice
No, he does
moving non-colored spots could still be good in a goth dance club.
I think
And
that he's going to need everybody else to like kind of lift him up for that. You know,
Yeah.
you do the dancing lights and he'll misty step through them all.
Well, anyway, if it wasn't already scary enough, the pocket protectors are going through it. They are finally, after much toil and conflict, they are finally journeying to the pillar, the ancient Titan artifact that has been the cause of so many of their troubles across this campaign, hoping to do something about it. They've got a machine. They don't know how it works or what it does exactly, but it's supposed to help somehow. But the Titan is ancient and unknowable and powerful, and it has caused all sorts of strange effects in its vicinity that you've been attempting to navigate through. The most recent layer of these environments was a field of ash, but this ash started to cling to you and to accumulate until you were swimming in it. Carolina and Evan disappeared into your magic tower, which is being carried along by Zinhorn. This is also where you are storing this machine that should help you with the pillar. But outside this magical tower, Nedrigo and Zinhorn started making a little bit more headway through this ash with a casting of freedom of movement from Zinhorn. But the ash has now become all you can see. You are immersed in it. You don't know what's up or what's down. And there was a feeling that perhaps an impulse to try to relax rather than fighting and struggling against the ash. And Zinhorn managed to enforce within himself a discipline of his emotions and an ability to relax. And he found his downward momentum ceasing, only to discover that his colleague, Nedrigo, did not have such emotional discipline and immediately disappeared out of contact. And because you are currently immersed in opaque ash, you can't see anything. You don't know how far away he is or where he is. But we're going to cut back inside the tower. While this is happening, Carolina and Evan, what are you doing? What are you talking about? What's the plan?
I think we're just in here playing mahjong. I mean,
Yeah,
we're going to the end of our lives. We might as well just have fun.
Mhm.
I'm giving this machine the side eye.
Yeah. So,
Actually, I was gonna say, I was wondering, like, I don't know a lot about this machine thing because, like you guys kind of kept it private, but like, wouldn't the machine sort of negate this miasma thing that we're in if we used it? I mean, I don't know.
Well, what we were told is that it's supposed to allow us to see the pillar from a different perspective. So I'm not sure if that applies to these outer layers.
Well, I mean, like, hasn't it all been a perspective though? Because, like, you said that stuff back there was like an illusion, but I still saw it.
Let's see. Do you remember my it's a little like the prismatic wall spell that I used in
Hmm.
yeah, so that it's like every layer is going to be something. I don't know what all of the somethings are. um
Okay.
yeah, it's hard to tell, like they seem like illusions, but I don't know. I'm only guessing at the complicated nature of this
I
situation we're
really
in.
wish that, like, I mean, I was really surprised. I woke up and I had like magic powers. That was weird. I really wish I had some of those ones that Zaleen has. Like, uh, what was that one that she had that was like, magic, don't touch me, or something like that? Because that would be
Um,
cool.
oh, yeah, the anti-magic field? She did
I
that
don't
once or
know.
twice. Is that one?
Maybe.
Hmm.
so while you're having this conversation, I think belatedly the two of you kind of start to realize that it's getting kind of warm in here, which is strange because as a magically created demiplane, your experience with it thus far has been that it is uniformly always at the same temperature no matter what. But now it feels like you're feeling a little bit of perspiration on your forehead and it feels warm in here. Are you sitting? So here's a question: are you sitting at the table on that first floor? And is the machine kind of just like taking up the other half of the room? Is that the kind of the layout you're imagining here?
I would think we would have kept the machine like right in the like entryway
Oh, right,
area.
yeah. So I think you almost have to kind of climb over it if you want to get to the stairs then.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we shrunk it down so that it was easier
Mm-mm,
to.
No.
No. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
no, we were
We just
afraid.
made the tower big.
Yeah, there was some discussion about whether that was feasible and whether or not it was maybe a good idea or not. But
We
and
decided
then
it was not.
so in any case though, I think you're sitting you're sitting at the the table and you're just sort of feeling like it's warm in here. And perhaps you recall, but for the listener's benefit, uh, last session you had noticed that the outside of the tower had started to seem like it was getting warm.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's hot in here.
Yeah, I'm just starting to notice that too. Um, is it? Well, I would say let's open some windows, but
Yeah, I don't think any of them work. I thought they were
Mm-hmm.
just like
is
for show.
does the heat seem to be like coming from the machine, or is it just like ambient, like from the tower itself?
Make a perception check.
Can we
You can
both
make
do?
it with advantage if you're both contributing. Someone, one of you can make it with
Okay,
advantage.
you can. I'll help you.
Okay, hold on. Let me share advantage. Okay, and perception. 19.
19's pretty good. You're only scoffing because you level 20 folks have these crazy modifiers now.
Yeah, I have a
Uh,
plus 13, so it
yeah,
wasn't great.
19 is still pretty good, and it is
Mhm.
certainly enough for you to recognize that it's not coming from the machine, and you sort of like you're just sort of like feeling around with your hands to just see if you can like feel heat radiating from anywhere. And then you realize as you get a little closer to just like literally the stone wall of the room you're in, you go to put your hand on it and it feels like actively hot. Like not hot enough that you're burned immediately, but hot enough you don't want to leave your hand there.
Oh,
What's like making a grilled cheese?
And I think now that you're walking around a little bit, you're feeling warmth through like the soles of your boots and stuff too.
we might want to think about getting out of here. And maybe taking them. It's so heavy though. um, we don't have a good way of talking to anyone that's like
I mean, like,
a
can you
surefire
do like
way.
phone call or whatever it is you do?
I can, but there's a chance it won't work.
Hmm.
But
You
I mean, I could.
hear a clattering sound from upstairs.
That doesn't sound good. I think we might have to abandon ship.
Yeah, I think you
Maybe.
might be right, but we don't know how far they are through the layer.
Yeah, but we don't have much choice. I think we're just gonna have to wing it, like wing it.
Okay, well, you want to take one end of the machine and I'll take the other?
Yep. Let's do it.
Okay.
As you open the door from the little room to the the little stair hall, you notice that there is ash drifting down the stairs at a rate that there's already about 7 inches deep of it on the ground where the machine sits, and there's more coming in. And as you look, the doorway, which never actually opens because it's almost more of a touchstone for the magical teleportation in and out, nonetheless seems to have ash blowing in around the edges.
Yeah, I think we need to get out of here.
I think Rubino's gonna be
Remember-
pretty mad.
Lift with your knees, not your back.
I'm pretty tough. Let's do this.
Okay, so you want to have one of you make an athletics check with advantage? No, I take it back. Not
Oh,
athletics, but
do it.
just strength, because I think this is
Oh,
lifting is not athletics in the same way. It's not like running and jumping. It's literally just strength.
I can assist, but like
did
I'm
you
not
say
strong.
with advantage?
Yeah, because you're getting help. Yeah.
Baka. Oh man, that
Um,
was a natural 20 that rolled.
Okay, well, still 24 is still not bad. That's I mean, just think about when you were an earlier level and how thrilled you would have been with a 24.
That would
So
have never happened to Zaleen.
yeah, so I think that you are together able to lift it, and it is absolutely one of those situations where Evan has the bulk of the weight, but what Lynn is basically doing is helping to keep the awkward shape from tipping, basically. So Evan is kind of really holding most of the physical weight, but because it's as previously described, it's the size of two refrigerators stuck together, like if you had two refrigerators both standing as they normally would right next to each other but fused, that's the size and shape of this thing, basically. And so Evan is able to kind of pick it up enough, and Carolina is just keeping it from sort of tipping over out of Evan's grip.
I think that like you would notice that he's super buff now, and you're like, when did that happen? Like, holy cow!
But you also are hearing some more clattering upstairs, and then a sort of like shockwave of blown ash like comes down the stairwell all of a sudden, and it's all like in your eyes, and it's like hard to see, and you're kind of coughing it out.
I feel like we just stuck one of those bag of holdings inside of a bag of holding.
I've never done that, so have no
It's
experience with
bad.
that.
Don't
But
ever do it.
yeah, okay. Well, let's get out of here real fast.
Okay. So you touch the door.
Yep.
I do, yeah.
It doesn't work.
Oh no.
Let's cut back to Zinhorn and Nedrigo. Nedrigo, you had made an effort to try to calm yourself, to relax and stop like struggling against this sort of sinking sea of ash. But uh, tell us again why it was that you got like you rolled a natural one. So what was it that basically sends Nedrigo into a panic, which is the exact opposite of what you needed to do?
I think he was trying to calm himself, trying to listen to what Zinhorn was saying, but even the ash kind of provided probably a constant hiss, almost like static, almost like a gray television tuned to a dead channel. And then the itching started just under his nose, and it was sort of getting to be annoying. Then he sneezed. When he sneezed out, he breathed in deeply, and that caused some of it to get caught in his throat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so thick and so uh, uh, so close that it started to trigger the memory of when he was little, and he almost drowned. And so the drowning response started to kick in, and that started to be unstoppable. And then it was coughing and afraid, unable to speak, trying to cast a spell. The coughing interfered with even trying to cast a spell, and then completely powerless.
Yeah. So you have a sense of moving with some significant velocity, but is it falling? It's hard to tell. You can't even really tell which direction you're pointing in. You just feel this strange sensation of the ash moving past you as you're buoyed by this freedom of movement spell, so you're not like stuck in it. But at the same time you feel like you're not able to actually like swim through it either, because you can't actually like sort of press on it in any way. You're moving, you don't know where you're going, you're choking, you can't see, you can't hear anything. Zinhorn, you, I think, you got a natural 20 when you were making an attempt to relax.
Mm-hmm.
So you, I think, intuited in this strange situation that this was a little bit like a hazard that you had always heard about as a kid and learned about, but then as you got to be an adult, you assumed that it was something that real people don't actually have to deal with in a meaningful way. But then, of course, as an adventurer, you discovered that it is actually something people have to deal with. What I'm talking about here is quicksand.
Mm-hmm.
And that the issue here is whether this is a metaphorical, magical sort of a situation as opposed to physical quicksand. The impulse here that's struggling against it is what's making it worse and worse, is the issue. But of course, now that you sensed Nedrigo starting to panic and then just dropped out of your arms before you could grab him, what would you like to do?
I think the only way I can save him is to figure out how to get past this, so I'm going to continue to relax.
Okay. Go ahead and make another wisdom check with advantage because you're starting off from a really solid position here. But, you're certainly it's upsetting to have your friend disappear like this, and you're just kind of like, well, is this the way to kind of still get through? And so what is it that you're doing to continue to try to relax? Are you meditating or?
I'm meditating.
Mm-hmm.
I'm contemplating the things that um, make me comfortable and make me feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
There's particular spots on the old city walls where it's just gorgeous to watch the sunset. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm picturing myself sitting there um, and watching the sunset.
Mm-hmm. So as you are doing that, obviously you're allowing the sensation of the ash around you to exist. You're not tuning it out, but you are accepting that it's there.
Hmm.
And in much the same way, you had noticed that since you had held on to the magic tower when Lynn and Evan went inside, that it felt a little warm, which was unusual. I think
Hmm.
you're noticing now that it is. I think you've got it like in a pack, right?
Hmm.
I think you are feeling it through the material of your backpack now,
Ooh.
almost like you have like a burning coal in there. And in fact, you actually sort of feel it like twitch and pop in a weird way. Just, the vibration through your pack. But you recognize that, this is a put your own oxygen mask on first situation.
Hmm.
So I'm going to ask you now that you are managing to accept all of these things. I'm going to ask you to make an insight check.
22.
You recognize here that this place, the way that the ash is behaving, seems to be operating almost kind of like a metaphor of some kind,
Hmm.
where the struggle against the obstacle here, pushing it by force, is just making it all stronger. And you remember, children's games like, little finger traps where the more you just pull really hard, the more it pulls tighter. But relaxing can release it. And you remember once, like who was one of your teachers when you were at the orphanage?
Mrs. Broussard.
Okay. And she taught you a lesson once about what it is that toys like that can teach you that is meaningful in life and not just figuring out how the toy works.
Okay.
Well, I'm asking you what was,
Well,
how did she explain it? What did she say about it?
um, that the the toy shows you different ways to approach problems in life, and while you may think that struggling or fighting against it is um, the way to get past it, that may be your first instinct. Um, Relaxing or looking at it in a different way um, lets you get past it, and that the more ways you have to handle problems you have in your toolbox, the more successful you'll be in life.
And that the key to having the patience to recognize that situation is the same as in your meditation. It's not in pretending that the problem isn't there and ignoring it. It's in accepting it and not panicking
Mhm.
and not getting angry about it,
Right.
not
Or
denying
scared
it.
right.
And I think with you reflecting on that lesson, you come to a place of peace. For a moment, you almost feel as though you are in touch with the divine immensity and stability of Rushama. And you open your eyes, and you are no longer surrounded by ash. You are in the sky above an immense landscape, and you are drifting down slowly, accompanied by pure white snowflakes in a flurry of snow, drifting down at the same speed as the snowflakes, like you're part of
Okay.
them. And as you look around, you see that. Sorry, I'm getting spam text messages right at a great moment. I can actually just put that away and not look at it, I suppose. But it might, Anyway, you look around and then you spot what looks like Nedrigo, who is just like you are, drifting down slowly. But he seems to be coated in a fine layer of this ash, and he is thrashing around in a panic.
Well, it's good to know he's still alive. Um, I'm going to focus on him and my desire to move closer to him.
Okay. It is as simple as willing it so.
All right. When I get close to him, I will hold him and um, say, "Brother, I am here with you. I have you. You are safe. You need to relax. You must relax. Do not fight the ash. You must let go and relax."
Make a persuasion check with advantage. Look at that. That's a dirty 20. So, sorry, my phone is just blowing up with spam texts right now, and it's very irritating. Okay. I'm going to try to put that over across the room where it's less.
Well,
All right,
we have
distracting.
been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
Yes, well, yeah. So, Nedrigo, in your panic, you feel like you're choking, you feel like you're suffocating, you're blinded, you're falling, you don't understand what's happening, but then you feel hands holding you. You hear Zinhorn's voice. And I guess go ahead and just tell me, what is it that you are thinking of that allows you to calm down as Zinhorn is speaking to you?
I think at first the touch is a little bit worrying, like it's the ash getting closer and grabbing on, but as soon as Zin says brother, there's only a few people that could even apply to. And Zinhorn has been there numerous times for Nedry to make sure that he's going to survive. And I think Nedry's coughing still. He's hoarse, and kind of weakly saying things like drowning, can't stay up, can't do anything. Zinhorn, do you really have this?
I've got you. You have to relax. Brother, relax.
You've met me, right?
Yes, I have. Think of all the times that you're happiest. Think of transcribing spells, learning new things. Think of getting answers to all the questions, all the things that make you happy. Think about noodles. They make me happy.
I'm happiest when you and the others are happy. I really miss Zaylene, but I know she's happier. And I think he starts to calm down a little bit at that.
Mhm.
Some of it is the things that Zinhorn has listed. It reminds him that he's got several spells which he hasn't finished transcribing yet, and
Yeah.
that kind of distraction
Mhm.
takes him out of the emotional part of the moment and puts him more into the
Yeah.
intellectual. It's like, well, I can't die now because I've got too many things left to do.
Mhm. Zinhorn, as you watch, this layer of ash that had still clung to him is drifting away and just turning into the snowflakes falling.
Christiana, I
Mhm.
don't want to interrupt, but like you keep having a weird vocal distortion happening, like you're cutting out
Okay.
a lot.
Oh, that's a bummer. I'm not sure why that is.
Yeah, it sounds like this weird like audio corruption, like randomly. I don't know.
Has it been happening the whole time?
On and off.
Yeah, it's just it's not like constant. It's just like you'll go 5 minutes or 10 minutes without it happening, and then it'll suddenly happen again. Like I don't
Huh.
know.
Okay.
I thought it was just
Um,
my internet at first, so I didn't say anything.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I know that the cell phone near the microphone can sometimes have effects like that when I was like moving it around and looking at it. But if you like, if it had just recently happened, then I wouldn't expect that to be it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm seeing any indication of it on like my end here. Hopefully, maybe it's just a Zoom thing. Is it? Are you still hearing it at all, or is it just
It hasn't
No.
happened
okay?
since like right before I brought it up. It was like at the
Yeah.
end of what you were saying there, it cut out
Okay.
like that.
Well, hopefully it's not
Or-
going through on the stream at least, or
It
it
just
It
did.
just did
now?
it just now.
Um, okay. I'm not. I can't think what it would be. I've not got anything unusual.
It has kind of the sense of the internet
running.
being slow. But I haven't really noticed a huge frame rate drop or anything, which I would
Okay,
expect from the
yeah.
video as well.
Yeah, like I can still understand most of the stuff that you're saying. Yeah, it's just a little
Okay.
It sounds like
audio
you're talking through
artifacts.
a whirlwind of ash at times.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to chalk it up to
Wow.
sympathetic
Okay.
fallacy, I guess.
Well, yeah. Like I can't. Like I'm not seeing anything different at all on my end. You guys all sound fine to me. I'm not getting any sort of like an indication from the stream that it's having a problem.
If it gets
So-
really bad, we'll mention it.
Well,
But
Yeah,
I
it
you
says,
think
it says
that
the
Yeah.
stream quality is good. Yeah, so I don't know. Hopefully it's just I don't know.
if you hear us or see us say like, can you say that one more
Okay.
time? That's probably what happens. So
All right.
just so we are paying attention. The internet's not.
I'm hoping that it's just in the Zoom, which is that to say that like Obviously, I don't want it to impact the way that you all hear me, but if at least it's okay in the stream, then because usually the stream is going to have my audio direct from my computer, not the way that it goes through the Zoom call. But in any case, was there anything you needed me to repeat from before?
No, I think we got it.
Okay. So I think as Nedrigo stops struggling in your arms, Zinhorn, you watch as the ash is drifting away, and he's still got his eyes closed, but he is now clear.
Open your eyes, brother.
And can he? How does it
Yes.
feel?
Yeah, you do, and you are like Zinhorn. You see that you are in what seems like a wintry, overcast sky. You are part of a snowstorm drifting gently down at the same rate as snowflakes around you. And you can see now that they do seem to be snowflakes and not ash. And far below you, you see what looks like a just a landscape. There's hills and there's a river. You're still quite high, but you're not falling quickly, and it's honestly very calming. Zinhorn, you are feeling this calm too, but then you are reminded that there's still another problem because your backpack literally spasms like the tower has just lurched, and it's feeling very hot in your backpack now. You're actually smelling like not quite like on fire, but like
Getting there.
pre-fire smells of the things in your pack.
Brother, we need to get to the ground quicker, and I will myself to move faster to the ground.
Okay.
Now I have to fall faster. It's rather confusing. I would say that also, kind of as soon as he'd opened his eyes, there would be a stronger return hug from Nedry, and then he kind of gets distracted by everything else that's happening around him. Would you said are we like half a mile, or like how high up are we? Like that kind of distance?
Thousands of feet still.
Okay.
Yeah. The nature of the full landscape is a little bit obscured because there's a layer of snow on it. But as I mentioned, it seems like you can see rocks and trees and a river. But we are now going to, as you two together swoop down closer to the ground, we're cutting back inside the tower. So Evan and Lynn, you went to use the door to get out of the tower and it didn't work.
Isn't it supposed to just open?
Yeah. Can I still feel whether or not I'm attuned to the tower?
You do feel like there's still an attunement, but it is glitching out for you. Like it feels like it's being disrupted.
Okay. You know what? I am going to.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the walls and floor are still very hot. It's like even you sort of like for a moment you're just shifting position and your shoulder kind of gets a little too close to the wall and it feels like almost like it's a hot stove. And
Right.
you're sweating and the ash is starting to stick to you wherever you're sweating.
Okay. So say okay, back up just a little bit. I'm gonna try something. So only like just a few feet, right? Because I'm gonna cast Shatter on the door. Like at this point, I'm just
Okay. Make an Arcana check as you're preparing the spell.
16.
You think it's possible that the tower in its current state is fragile enough that what this might do is basically just destroy it completely. And what that will do to you is that it will probably eject you and anything that wasn't part of its original creation. Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't
Don't you
have a
have
lot
like
of
that
other
other spell
options.
where you could be like knock and the door just opens? Don't you have that?
Yeah, but that's for locking. I think it'll be okay. Um, unless you could think of something else that might
Mhm.
work,
Um,
but that were yeah.
um, make make another Arcana check now that you're sort of like you sort of sensed that possibility. Um, oh wow, okay, yeah, that one's better. Yeah, that's a 30. Um, I think there is a moment. What is it that happens that gives you an epiphany? You know, you sensed the potential danger of what you were going to do. What was it that gave you an epiphany of what you might do next?
I honestly, I think I would look at it like worst case scenario, I'll get to see Zaleen again.
I think what that does, that thought, is it does just put in mind the whole attunement process. You know, it had been to Zaleen, and then you attuning to it, you know, giving up one of the other things that you had been attuned to, and just like that whole process, and it almost feeling like in a way that may really only just be psychological. It almost felt like you could like still feel a trace of her here. You realize that the way that the attunement and control of this tower works is that, um, you know, anyone who is attuned to the tower can allow other people not attuned to be in it. But if there was no one attuned to the tower, then no one would be permitted to be in it just by virtue of the way the magic works.
But does it take an hour to break attunement or
No,
like
not to break it, only to like secure it in the first place. I
okay.
think it does take some concentration. I think you know that it's not just like an instant process. It's not like dropping concentration. You do have to kind of like concentrate on it. I think there is a rule about that. Um, let's see. I'm gonna just do a quick little rule check. Because usually, I think certainly any time that you are, you know, that you attune to a new thing in place of something, it like that, you know, attuning to a new thing replaces the an attunement. Um, let's see. Ending attunement. Your attunement to an item ends if you no longer satisfy the prerequisites, if the item has been more than 100 feet away for at least 24 hours, if you die or another creature attunes to the item. You can also voluntarily end attunement by spending another short rest focusing on the item unless the item is cursed. So I think that like ordinarily it would take that. But you're a level 20 bard. So tell me what it is that you are able to do that lets it happen faster than an hour.
Well, I would think even just by virtue of where we are located,
Mm-hmm.
like near the pillar, I think magic is weird.
Mm-hmm.
And everything would just kind of work a little less predictably.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that feeling of like I could just walk away from this. It's more of like being able to let go of it, the attachment to um this used to be Zaleen's.
Mm-hmm.
Um so it's more trying to wrestle myself from that than
Mm-hmm.
that I'm fighting against rather than having this be quite so than like the straight magic itself.
So I don't think you'll hate the idea of this roll, but I think what you need to do here is make a persuasion check to yourself.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I think you know what it is that you need to do, but can you actually convince yourself? That's a dirty 20,
Yep.
which is gaining the benefit of your silver tongue, which is like it would have been a lower roll than that, but you know, you always do
Yep.
have a way with words. So I think in recognizing the wisdom in all of that and the pressing need here, I think you are able to reach into the magic connecting you to the tower. And you are able to gently release it. And though you and Evan are now up to your waists in this ash, and it's sticking to you all everywhere, and it's hot in here, you suddenly, both of you, feel an enormous burst of air that just feels like an incredible relief. It's the cool breeze you've been waiting for when you're hot and sweaty. You are now, the two of you, one on each end of the machine, free falling through the air. But at the same time, you at this initial panic reaction of like, oh God, we're falling, you realize actually you're falling, but slowly, gently. And I think as you look around, you see below you, Zinhorn and Nedry are coasting downward. And I think Zinhorn, you are on your way down there with Vertigo when once again you feel for a moment the tower is starting to feel like it's vibrating. But then with one last kind of like jump, it seems like it's still now.
Oh crap. Lynn and Evan are in there. I gotta get this thing down on the ground quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you're zooming down faster and faster.
Yep.
Yeah. Evan and Lynn, you see that happening below you.
I take off my backpack and hold it out in front of me
Yeah.
in case it spontaneously bursts into flames. I don't want it burning my wings.
So I was going to say, if you take it out of the pack, it is hot enough to burn on the
No,
on the
I haven't
outside.
taken it out of the.
Okay.
I took
you
the
take
backpack
the
off,
I see.
and I'm
Okay.
holding the backpack in front of me.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Like, holding the backpack feels
hot.
like you pour boiling water into like a hot water bottle and try to hold it. That's what just holding the backpack feels like.
Oh boy.
What do you got in there?
The tower's getting hot. Something's wrong with it. Lynn and Evan are still in there. I got to get this thing on the ground so we can get them out.
I'm usually trying not to go fast when I'm falling.
Make a perception check, Nedrigo. Just because I imagine you're kind of like looking around.
Straight up 10.
Yeah, you don't you look every direction except up. I think you are close to the ground though now, Zinhorn and Nedrigo. So
okay,
like I think you sort of coast down to gently land on the snowy ground. It's the snow is only a couple of inches deep.
I'm shaking shaking it upside down to get the tower out.
Yeah, so you dump it out, and it along with the like slightly smoldering bits of whatever else you had in there.
My vestments, yeah.
And the tower was literally like glowing like heated metal. And it lands in the snow and is immediately like hissing steam. And as you look at it, you can see that there were like strange little incipient, like glowing, like almost like cracks around it. But
Oh no.
also, whether it's just being in the snow now or something else, you see that it actually does seem like it had gotten this hot, but it is no longer increasing in temperature. You're seeing
Okay.
it cool, but maybe that's just because you put it in the snow.
Well, I'm gonna grab handfuls of snow and throw them on the tower, try and cool it off
Yeah.
so that
So,
Lynn and
yeah.
Evan are safe.
So, Lynn and Evan, what are you doing?
Kind of looking down and watching this, like, should we tell him?
Nah.
All right. Well, so I think that it'll be another couple of minutes unless you're sort of willing yourself to head down faster. But I think that
Well, we don't know to do that, so.
I don't know, you know.
I'm Mary Poppins.
So I think Zinhorn, Nedrigo, as you are watching the tower start to cool, make an Arcana check, Nedrigo.
18.
18. Yeah, you sense that there was clearly something interfering with the tower's magic in a way that was making it really unstable. And you suspect that the snow, like the snow could like cool some of the heat being generated. But if whatever was making the tower unstable was still happening, it would, the snow wouldn't be enough because it was being generated from inside, right? But so you suspect that the fact that it seems to be cooling now must mean that whatever was causing it to superheat seems to have finished.
I don't know what they were doing in there. Maybe they were trying to play around with the machine and it was reacting.
I don't know. I'm just trying to cool it down so they can get out.
Yeah, you have to touch the door to do that, right?
Well, yeah, to get in.
Mm-hmm.
And if I cool it down enough, maybe they'll be able to touch the door.
So,
I hope
Zinhorn,
they didn't roast in there.
I believe you have a ridiculous passive perception. Am I mistaken?
That is true.
I think at this point you would notice Evan and Lynn in the sky above you with the machine.
Yeah, my passive perception's 25.
Yeah. So I think at this point you see them up there. Because there's like nothing obstructing them. It's just a matter of looking up in that direction.
They're up there.
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing with all this snow in my hands?
Yeah.
Wait, if they're up there, who's on the tower?
That's a really good question.
I think that you're close enough now that you could kind of yell down, and it's only maybe another 15, 20 seconds before you touch down on the ground as well.
So, yeah, slight change of plans. It started getting real warm in there, and so we had to leave. Not really sure what the cause was, but
you're safe. That's all that matters.
I have a slight suspicion, but cannot confirm.
I think it's that whole thing about putting a bag of holding inside a bag of holding.
Well, probably wrong, but not for the wrong reasons. This was built by Rupino, and Rupino was a user of Denetherian magic. Denetherian magic derives from the pillar and its effects on everything around. So I wouldn't be surprised if this itself is kind of reacting in the same way. Do we have anything else that might be similar magic?
Well, I had another thought that maybe this is the kind of thing a person has to go through and can't be carried through. the kind of magic we're dealing with is something else.
Do these
The
two have
tower's
the
still
machine
hot?
with them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm holding it with like one finger because I'm super tough.
Check
Well,
your
I think you
pipe.
were doing that until you landed, at which point it suddenly
Right.
became full weight again.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Zinhorn, do
"Ka-thunk,"
you
and
still
you're like,
have
"Oh,
Rupino's
God."
pipe?
Yes, I still have his pipe.
Yeah.
Check to see if that's getting interfered with. It might just be the passing through that particular layer has a reaction. It's hard to say, but I feel like
What
the
about the
tower's...
bag of holding?
Well, I suppose that was a silt.
Yeah.
But I'm just
Um,
asking because like pocket dimensions inside pocket dimensions.
Yeah.
Like, what if this is a pocket dimension?
Zinhorn, you find the little pouch where you had the pipe, and the
Mhm.
pipe now looks as though it is one piece of solid gold. It's in the shape
Oh.
of the pipe, but it seems to have completely transmuted into just gold.
That's weird. I mean, it's nice to have some gold, but a magical pipe is a useful thing.
Well, especially one which could specifically draw out nightmare energy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to retrieve one of the books from stored within the bag.
Okay. It seems to work as you would expect.
At least the bag seems to be still working. Isilde wasn't a Denetherian, but was a protector of Denethir, so that might have been separate magics. At least I think so. It's been a while since I've read that story. Do we have anything else? Otherwise,
I don't remember.
Didn't
the-
Zaylene have a bag of holding that was password protected?
a knapsack or backpack, I think.
It was just a
Yeah.
regular backpack. It was
Yeah.
to keep him out of it
Hmm.
because we
Oh,
were
okay.
storing things in there we didn't want him to touch. So
I think, yeah, and I think it was just like arcane lock or something.
Yeah.
On it.
Oh, there is one
Mm.
more thing. The book. The Midnight Stone tablet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, it's not a book. It's a tablet.
Yeah.
Does it still seem to have its magical resonance?
At the very least, in your initial assessment of it, it does not appear changed in any way.
This also, I think, is Denetherian in origin, but it seems to be functioning. What did we ever do with that bread maker?
I was playing with it back at Sunya a lot.
I must be still there then.
Yeah.
Remind me, is the tablet something you're attuned to?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I thought so.
The only other thing that I have, aside from some broken items, is the little spark container. The rebels gave him one of those that was meant to contain spark within a construct, I think.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what that did.
Yeah, I think that that doesn't seem any different at the moment either.
It might just be the level of power that Rupino used for this particular building, but I think we're going to have to leave it for the moment.
What about my Vidunme deck?
I mean, so I think you check through all of your remaining magical items, and none of them, at least for now, seem to be doing anything unusual.
Maybe
Yeah.
it depends on the layer.
Possibly.
Or maybe we're never mind.
We could
Never
also
mind.
try the machine now. Now that we seem to be within whatever effect is going on, it might give us insight.
Go for it.
All right, let's
I'm
try
gonna
it.
step away. 'Cause
Same.
I'm scared.
Probably a good idea. Wait, weren't we the two that went through last time?
Yeah, we're the two with the experience.
Oh, that's one way to put
You
it.
have your magic thing, right? Like your anti-magic field prepared?
I don't have one.
I
No,
mean,
I was talking to Paul. Sorry.
I mean, yeah, I have it prepared.
Okay, just making sure. case of something evil. You never know.
Yep.
I mean, your magic. If you cast it, it's going to be around you. So,
Right.
hmm
So I want to be. Well, I mean, the two of us are gonna. Oh
Maybe just
boy.
one of us. And then you can be there to catch me if I'm falling again.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I can only do that once a day, and um, I mean, are the three of us gonna hide in the anti-magic shell and you'll activate it? And
I mean, I'm just like channeling Zaleen here, but if Nedry did it last time, shouldn't someone else do it? I mean, his brain has been through a lot.
It's probably the only way
um,
I'm going to have the perspective needed. Um, the
Hmm.
radius of the effect of this did seem to be limited, even with the anti-magic shell, which we were close by. Outside of that radius wasn't affected, so you might not need to use that kind of magic unless you deem it to be dangerous. So I'd reserve that unless you see something going wrong. I don't
okay.
have that kind of magic, and I don't think anyone else does. So that does mean that Zinhorn should stay outside.
All right. Then I will stay outside the range. What is the range?
you don't know the range. All you know is that it's not like it affected the whole world. There's presumably some range, but you don't like know it. Because everyone
Okay.
who wasn't in the anti magic field the last time was affected. But within the region that you were in, like
Yeah.
your friends back at the castle didn't feel it.
All right. I'm gonna
How far
say.
away can you use that anti-magic shield?
I
It's
mean, it's a sphere that forms up around me.
How
yeah.
large is it?
It is. I want to say it's 10 feet. Yeah,
I think
10.
that's right.
Uh,
10 foot radius, I think.
10 foot radius.
Okay. Well, you're faster than I am, so if you did see something going wrong, you could activate it and run in. But we can't always be turning this machine off that way.
Okay.
You do recall that there was a strange interaction with the anti magic field the last time. When you kind of tried to move close to the machine with it up, you saw like a strange sort of visual distortion. But other than the strange visuals, you didn't notice effects other than that.
I'd say go at least 100 feet away.
I was thinking 200 feet.
Better safe than sorry.
I don't know that it's going to matter too much.
Well,
I'm not gonna go that far. Just, I mean, if
Yeah.
something terrible happens, I don't want to have to fly to get here because I can't.
mm,
You've got
Yeah.
long legs.
True.
It only felt like it was years.
I mean, it still take you more than 3 rounds to run 200 feet.
Exactly. I'm just gonna go like a little bit over there. I just don't want to be right in the.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in case it blows up.
all right.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, that's the other thing. If I need to zip in, I need to be within 30 feet because that's my run. That's my distance. So, I guess 30 feet away. If I can make it there in one round.
Okay. So Zinhorn is 30 feet away. Are Lynn and Evan still going further, or you're all together at 30 feet?
I think we're all together.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just gonna stay at 30 feet.
All right. So, you take up your positions. Nedrigo, you prepare to activate the machine. Do you do or say anything before doing so?
Just because it helps. Uh, he'll. Uh, he'll cast. It's a reaction. He can cast shield. I don't know if that really can be done if it's not a reaction. reaction to him getting nervous about this. He casts
Mhm.
shield, and hopefully he doesn't expend a spell slot when doing it.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't. Great.
Okay.
That activates the bluish white barrier around him
Mhm.
as his magical shield comes up. And then just trying to remember all the different things that he learned about this thing so far, reviewing his notes, perhaps making sure they're far enough away. If they're within 120 feet, or if the closest one's within 120 feet, he'll point them, cast a message cantrip just to give them a countdown.
Mm-hmm. I think they're just at 30 feet now, but so
Oh,
certainly
okay.
that would give you the
If it's 30 feet, he'll just do it
you
with
don't even
telepathy.
really, yeah, you don't even really, you could just say it out loud if you want.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But so in any case, you do the countdown, and then you activate the machine. I've described a variety of controls on it before. What do you think is the sort of the turn on now, machine go activation?
The big knife switch. Probably it's one of those ones where there's lots of little adjustments that can be made,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of looking for a reaction of like a little green glow around different dials to
Mm-hmm.
tune it into this particular location,
Mm-hmm.
and see if it has any different reaction. But when everything seems to be green across the board, or at least not red,
Mm-hmm.
it's probably tracing a complicated rune in a particular order to activate.
Okay. When you activate it, and there's a shockwave, and all of you should make a wisdom saving throw.
You still have advantage on that from the intellect fortress that he cast before.
Okay, yeah, great.
Everybody has
Yeah.
advantage.
I think that Nedrigo, you are going to roll straight just by virtue of being the one that's closest. So it's counteracting the disadvantage that you would have had otherwise.
Okay.
All right, that's a 28 for Zinhorn,
Just a
27
15.
for Evan, 16 for Lynn.
29.
Okay, well, look at that. So that's very high results for Evan and Zinhorn, and lesser for Vertigo and Lynn. I think
That was a stellar roll for me, though.
Well, good for you. I think the two of you, as this sort of shockwave hits you, you are now suddenly elsewhere, and you're not even really able to perceive anything around you because your entire consciousness is currently occupied with the realization that the fight is lost. As much as you wanted to save your world from this terrible cataclysm that is happening to it, as much as you held out that it could still get turned around, no matter how many of your friends had already been lost, there was still, you could still fight on, and maybe there was still a chance. But what you now are just completely filled with is that recognition there's no winning this. This is all just, a death rattle now. You haven't stopped moving yet, but for all practical purposes, it's over. And there is, in this realization, not a sense of peace, but a sense of rage. Because now, it's not just that these things tried to destroy the world. They succeeded. They have taken everything from you. Everything you ever cared about, everything you ever wanted, everything any of your friends ever cared about or wanted, anything that anyone you have ever heard of has ever cared or wanted is all over now so that these puny, insignificant specks could have the scraps, the shrapnel of the once beautiful world that you inhabited. And you are so filled with rage that it is all you can think about to try to use whatever energy you have left in you to make them suffer for it. And Evan and Zinhorn, you feel this shock wave, and there is a sort of a momentary flash of that feeling, but you are able to recognize this as not your own. And you sense it, but you watch as Lynn and Nedrigo just basically go just completely limp, just ragdoll to the ground.
I'm go-
Go ahead.
I'm gonna approach the machine
Mm-hmm.
And check on Nedrigo.
Mm-hmm. He's breathing, but he just seems entirely unconscious. Lynn,
Oh
too.
boy.
The machine is, it gave that one shockwave. It's still kind of giving a humming sound.
Okay.
Does anything look different?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh, brother, I need you. I am going to try greater restoration on Nedry.
Okay. Yeah, you cast Greater Restoration, and within this feeling, this all-consuming feeling, Nedrigo, it doesn't go away, but there is now within you, like when you realize you're dreaming, that this feeling, as much as it's still nearly overwhelming, is not yours. And you remember that it's the machine. You turned on the machine. The machine is doing this. And I think that you are still feeling this and this intense rage, and there is a part of you, as scary as it is for the rest of your brain to contemplate, there's a part of you that senses that Zinhorn is nearby and he's one of them. And I think that part of you wants to kill him, make him suffer. But that is not the only part of you. The rest of you realizes, again, that's not your feeling. The machine is doing that to you. And although I think you are not completely brought back out of the influence, I think that if you make a wisdom save for me, perhaps you can communicate in some way.
I should unmute myself if I'm going to say something.
Right.
A straight
Perhaps
wisdom
it helps.
save, or
Yeah.
the
No, I think this one you can because this is resisting a magical thing. I think you can do the regular advantage you would normally have.
Okay.
Oh, look at
26,
that.
natural 20.
Yeah, I think that is enough. That even though, like I said, there is still a significant part of you that is so consumed with this feeling that it's a little bit like when you've had a dream where someone really wronged you and you're just furious with them. You wake up from the dream and there's that moment where you realize, oh, it was just a dream. They didn't really do it, but you can't help but still feel some of that anger. You can't not feel it. It's still in your body. And I think that's still true, but you are able to open your eyes and speak to Zinhorn.
Do I see him?
Yeah, I mean, you
And
can open your eyes. You are on the ground. You're still
Okay.
feeling the feeling, but you're conscious. You can open your eyes and speak.
Okay, he will open his eyes. Is the landscape changed again? Like in the last location, it had changed entirely.
Right now it looks the same, but you can still hear the machine going. Woo, 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 woo.
Okay. Rage and anger, overwhelming. Wants revenge more than justice. Wants to hurt, to make people feel the same pain. Yeah. I think I understand a little bit, but can you turn it off?
How do I turn it off?
I think
It's a simple 15-step process. Or trace the rune in reverse. That usually works.
I trace the rune in reverse.
The machine, and Lynn and Nitrigo, you feel the weight of this rage start to ebb away. Like it does. It's not just instantly gone, but it's fading. It's going. But at the same time, all of you are suddenly looking around at this sort of wintry landscape around you, and it's as though the snow is melting because of a new spring day, but it's happening in minutes rather than hours. And you can see that some of the things that you had assumed must be just like snow-covered bushes or trees or something are in fact statues of what look like warriors. Some of them are broken a little bit. As the snow melts, you can see that you are on what looks like a battlefield, but a battlefield where everyone fighting in the battle was turned to stone a long time ago. And in the distance, you can see that there is, in fact, actually, now that the air is clearing a little bit, it's not so obscured by the falling snow, you can see that there's an enormous statue. Was that also some sort of a giant warrior that turned to stone? Was it actually just a regular statue? Hard to say. But you are feeling all of this time lapse melting around you. And as the rage that Lynn and Nedrigo had felt from the machine seems to slip away entirely, there is a flash, and you see that across a small bridge that's across this nearby river, you can see that there's someone over there. There's perhaps some people, humanoid sized, but there's also what look like perhaps a couple of large constructs that are looking around as though they are also surprised. So right now they're still about 200 feet away. You can't see them super well, but the two big constructs are big enough that you can definitely see them like looking around like they're surprised to suddenly be here.
So,
That's going to take me a minute to recover. So,
who felt that? Myself?
We all felt it.
So you felt the rage.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit, though. Not the way you describe it. just like a little kind of like,
I feel like it was another direct connection to a Titanic artifact or Titan. Uh, it's not something I'll ever get used to. It's not something I really want to repeat too many times. Maybe more distance is better. But I feel like I understand. I don't remember how the Titans were defeated or stopped, but it's pretty bitter about it. And I don't know who those people over there are, but they might be seekers. Or people who were caught up in the seeking. Are we going to be able to carry that thing?
Unta.
The construct that looks like a big sort of robotic bird of prey of some kind takes off in flight from where it is and does kind of a quick circle overhead at about 80 feet up, and then goes back to land with the others across the bridge. And they're clearly sort of like communicating with each other.
We should reach out to them. If they can't help us, they should be given a way to go out, or at least try.
Are you ready to move, Lynn?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, that was just a lot. Oh,
Could you make any more out of it, Lynn?
it's hard to process such an enormous amount of anger. But I think I understand.
How does one process an enormous amount of anger like that? How do we
as you say
talk it
that,
through?
suddenly, you hear a voice on the air. It's clearly coming from the people across this bridge, and it's magically amplified in some way. Simple thaumaturgy is straightforward spell that can do this. But in any case, what you hear is the pocket protectors. Welcome. Your appearance here actually answers a few questions we had. Please do approach and let us discuss the next steps.
Is it a familiar voice? Like, do we recognize it? Is it somebody we've talked to before?
No.
Those business cards really were worth it.
Wow, we got to increase the advertising budget. It's doing a great job.
I mean, it's worth every gold coin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Can be a double-edged sword. So let's see who they are and what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we going to leave that here? And he'll point at the tower.
Oh no.
No,
I think we need to take it,
Um,
right?
yeah, that I will. I was gonna say it like that.
Mhm.
I will pick it up and take it with me. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
reattune to it, but
So you pick it up. It is no longer burning hot. And I think, I'm not going to tell you how you feel about this, but there's a sense when you pick it up that just feels almost like this is not the treasured magical object that you've been, it's been your critical advantage in so many of your adventures. It feels almost like just picking up a child's dollhouse toy. It feels ordinary.
Rupino's gonna be angry.
I do believe it's dead, Jim.
He'll just build another one.
Yeah, we'll get him to fix it.
I'm just suddenly reminded that this is the second time that he's had a really elaborate magical construction that you guys ruined.
He
Kind
didn't
of.
take it back.
I mean, depending on what your point of view of the trap that he put Trendanel in, this might be the
Mhm.
third.
Yeah. Anyway, the as you are, I assume you got Evan and Zinhorn perhaps lifting the machine to bring with you.
Hmm.
So as
Mhm.
you're walking across now what is no longer like a wintry landscape, but almost like feels like uh, near dusk on perhaps like a summer day, and you're seeing, as I mentioned, all of these warrior statues around in the ruins of what looks like a petrified battlefield. You see across this little stone bridge. Certainly you can make out this construct bird of prey that stands about 15 feet tall with razor sharp uh, feathers and enormous talons and a sharp beak, but all made from metal and ceramic and interlocking plates rather than, uh, you know, biological feathers. There is also what looks as though it's very much like an enormous ape of some kind. Uh, Big, long, powerful arms, uh, but also a construct in that shape. And it likewise stands about, uh, you know, 15 to 16 feet tall. But the rest, there are a number of individuals of humanoid description that all look very much like tieflings. They're tieflings in uniform. They're all in the same uniform as each other. They definitely give you a sort of foot soldier vibe. And there are several groups of them. Some of them have sort of taken up position to like control the bridge. But back among the rest of the group of them, you see another tiefling who looks much fancier, much more distinguished in elaborate armor, and he gives you an in charge vibe here.
Would there happen to be any family resemblance between this fancier tiefling and our employer?
No.
No. Okay.
Mm-mm. It's
It's
not a
worth a
bad
shot.
thought, although that wasn't where I was going. Yeah. So, uh, I have at this time a Roll20 map that you can be on here.
Can't we just get along?
Well, that's up to you. Let's see if I can't get this showing on the screen properly. There we go. And so you can take a look at this map. You got the battlefield, the river, the statues, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't have like the machine depicted on the map here, but obviously we can say that is wherever you want to say, and you should be able to move your own tokens and put them where you like. But this fancy looking tiefling here kind of steps forward to address you, and you watch as several of these other soldiers kind of come up to flank his position like that, and he just says, "We never formally met. There was a time that I hoped we might be able to work with one another. But through your own misguided efforts, you have destroyed everything that I had ever worked for. And we, the last remnants of the board of the construct makers sought the pillar to help us to recover what we might from the ruin that you had unleashed upon us in your foolish attempt to do, I'm not even sure quite what. And when, upon reaching the pillar, we suddenly found ourselves here, we were quite perplexed. The pillar, of course, is mysterious in its ways. It does not grant you what you think you want. But then when you arrived, it became clear what I wanted at the bottom of my heart was an opportunity to destroy you. And you watch as the two constructs kind of like, the ape sort of like beats its chest a little bit and moves forward in aggressive posture. The bird kind of hops forward a little bit. The soldiers all look like they're readying their weapons.
Don't get this straight. This is the last of you. All of your power's gone. All of your friends are gone. You're stuck here. And the first thing you think of is, darn those pocket protectors. I wish I could smack them. I mean, like, not, I want to get out of here and continue living.
Waste of a wish, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of flattering in a very terrible way.
Yeah, like, I mean, grow up, dude. Like, you have bigger problems that
We really
you should
don't
be
have
dealing with.
We really don't have time for this.
Yeah. Well, look, you know, you should be trying to figure out what comes next. What's your next act? Where are you going to go from here? Okay. Your power's gone, your contracts are gone.
He
But
kind
you're
of
still-
chuckles and says, "You misunderstand the situation here. Certainly, much of our organized business practice, our headquarters has been disrupted substantially.
Dude,
Much
it's
of
in
our-
ruins. That's not disrupted. It's gone.
If you believe my power entirely gone,
didn't
then
say
I
that.
invite you to test that assumption."
I'm just saying, you should be
How-
trying
how-
to figure out what comes next. What do you want to do
What I want,
next?
as told to me by an ancient Titan artifact, what I want to do next is to kill you. And so roll initiative.
It's a boring conversation anyway.
I mean, maybe there was
Han.
a chance this could have gone another way, but certainly insulting him was not the way to make it
I mean,
go
he
that
technically
direction.
started it.
He's mad at you. He's mad at you. He's starting from a position of wanting to kill you. And so, when someone wants to kill you, do you usually insult them and find that makes them want to kill you less?
We were waiting for Lynn to jump in, really, because Lynn's the one who talks best.
Well, I was trying.
I
Well,
was trying a different tack this time.
Yeah.
I'm just
Worked so
really
well,
bad at
thanks.
Yeah.
Well,
I really should shut up.
You are, so the situation is that you've not stopped this from beginning. How it goes from here, still up to all of you. But to begin, the bird of prey here takes to the sky. It flies 60 feet into the air. So I think that what it does is it's like here, about 60 feet up in the air, and it unleashes, like its eyes glow, and it opens its beak, and this intense beam of bright light emerges out in a cone, just like a laser, and it's gonna hit all of you. I want everyone to make a Constitution saving throw. All right.
Oh,
What we're
boy.
looking for here is a 17, and it doesn't look like we've gotten any of those so far. Nope. 4 failures. So that is going to be 35 radiant damage. And you watch as this, as you're like briefly blinded by the dazzling display, and as you look around afterwards, you shielded your eyes, you look, and your shadows seem sort of like extra dark for a moment. Like for a moment you can't see through your shadow. It's like it's entirely black, but then some of that blackness seems to vapor up into smoke, returning your shadow to normal, but you watch as the bird's eyes gleam again. And that is its turn. It's still, flying through the air so it's not like literally hovering, but it's like circling. And so right now it's just reflecting the position that it's in at the moment. And that makes it your turn, Zinhorn.
Okay. I'm going to cast Firestorm.
Okay.
So I get 10 10 by 10 cubes
Mm-hmm.
that have to be contiguous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can get everyone on the other side of the river.
Okay.
With Firestorm.
All right. Go for it. They make a save of some sort, I imagine.
Yeah, Dex 18.
Okay. So, hang on, my D&D Beyond is struggling here.
Yeah, mine logged me out and I had to log back in again. I don't know why.
I was logged out, but yeah, okay, there we go. So, first of all of the little soldiers make their save, and that would be a failure. Oh boy. It's hang on, I might have to pull up some of these from the PDF instead of in D&D Beyond, because it's not working for me right now. Give me just a moment so that I'm not entirely at the mercy of this thing. Okay. So the big ape gets only a 13, which I think is going to be a failure. So it does take 32 fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
That's 32. And what is this? And all of the others, you watch as they are enveloped by the fire of your firestorm spell, and then the fire fades, and they are all standing there untouched by it, immune to fire.
Oh, glad we learned that now. At least I managed to do some damage to the ape.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else for your turn?
I think I'm gonna move forward.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay, let's see. All right. Yeah. The ape is still a little farther back than all of this, but he is going to use his movement and a dash, leaping, forward. Oops, I need to get my yeah. So he's leapfrogging over some of these soldiers, hopping over them, and like galloping on his all fours to basically land right there in front of you, Zinhorn. And he does have to use his dash to do that, but he has now looming over you with his enormous arms. And yeah, he looks like he is going to try to make you pay for burning him. That makes it. Yeah, there we go. You didn't even get their names, but just so you're aware, this is, of course, let's see, hang on. Chancellor Avidite. And I think you perhaps, this is who you would have gotten to meet if you had been more cooperative at the Construct Maker headquarters. And then Senior Foreman Reinheit is the ape construct, and Master Artificer Prestopti is the bird. And so, but doesn't matter now really. But in any case, it is Chancellor Avidite's turn. And what does he do? Yeah, I think he's got a complicated stat block here. I think that he points to the Nedrigo, Lynn, and Evan, and he's got like almost just like a little clipboard of some kind, and he just sort of points to you three and then scribbles something on his clipboard, and he's making a ranged attack against each of you. So the first one is only a 15 to hit against Nedrigo.
It looks dangerous, right?
Well, I mean, you be the judge of that. All you're seeing him do is write something on a little notepad.
Yeah, he did say he wanted to kill us.
You sort of feel the glare in his eye that when he does it. So like you sense that there is a magical attack taking place.
Yeah, I'll cast shield.
Okay, so that will block it. So against Lynn, wow, that is a 3 on the die and then a 2 on the die, so only a 14, which I think misses you. And sometimes this happens to a DM, is that when you have one of your big bads get to roll multi-attack with 3 attacks, the dice give you a 3, a 2, and a 1.
I'm not going to cry. I'm sorry, though.
Yeah.
Happens to me all the time.
Well, it just goes that way sometimes. So he's kind of trying to scribble it at you, and then you watch as he breaks the tip off of his quill and then just looks. And you feel this sort of like, it's as though the very world around you was suddenly trying to shift to do something to you, and it just sort of dissipates, and all of those are failures. So yeah, that did not go the way I would have liked. Yeah. All right. So that is the end of his turn. It's Evan's turn.
So is Grape Ape there? Does he count as a person or a monster? Or none of the above?
He would not be. He's not humanoid.
So would he count
would
as
be
a monster?
Yeah.
Okay,
The
I
bird
would
too.
like to cast hold monster on him.
Okay, great.
So he will have to make a
Wisdom save.
yep,
Okay.
wisdom 18.
Well, that's only a 16 for this guy, I'm afraid. So yeah,
Bom, 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 bom.
you.
So he is
watch
now
him.
paralyzed
Mm,
for the duration, but he can make a new save
right.
at the end of each of its turns.
Right. So he looked like he was getting ready to just try to puny god to Zinhorn, but suddenly with your spell you watch as all of his sort of mechanical joints lock into place and he's frozen. His eyes only his eyes able to like look around in confusion. Okay.
And then let me make sure there's nothing else I can do. I think that is it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. So that was Evan's turn. So Lynn, it's your turn.
Okay. I think I'm looking at that bird and that looks dangerous. So I'm gonna try Otto's irresistible dance on the bird.
Okay.
But he's in the air, right?
He is in the air at the moment, yeah.
Okay.
I believe that I think there's a provision in the spell that like they don't just fall out of the sky, but they might like I don't remember if that's true or not. Remind me which version of the spell you're using.
I have the legacy one.
Right.
I haven't switched it over.
Okay, that's fine. So the legacy version, just see if it has anything special. Yeah. Must use all of its movement to dance without leaving its space. Yeah. I think that
air ballet.
yeah, but like it can't hover. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna just like yeah, it can't hover, so it doesn't just have like Harrier jets under its
Yeah.
wings, and so I think that it effectively will like drop, like I think it's able to sort of glide enough that it's not going to take fall damage, but it will descend to the ground.
Okay.
So yeah, so you cast the spell and it just immediately happens at first, right? So it's just, yeah.
Yes.
So
and then I'm going to well, I think
it's technically lands, where it lands kind of like it's down the cliffside a little bit, sort of in the water in a little inlet there. So you see, if I would move it, that's where it is.
See. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to move over here. And then as bonus action, I'm going to give Bardic Inspiration to Nedry, since I just can abandon ship. I'll leave him with a song. Sorry, I've got the sneezes and my nose is running now. Sorry.
Okay, no problem.
But that's it. I'm done.
Okay. Nidrigo, it is your turn next. Actually, I take that back. Before you go, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, what? You go ahead and go, and then this will happen after your turn.
Okay. Okay. So I think he's got to trundle up a little bit further. So has it been an hour since the Long Strider and the Intellect Fortress Null had been cast? I lost track of time here. So
I think that it has.
okay. So his movement is only 25.
Time feels a little weird here.
Yeah. Well, it's mostly if those effects have gone away, not.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm just saying that I think that, your own internal sense of how much time has passed feels like altered.
I don't know if I can get within range for much of those. So Yeah, I think seeing the fire not do that much. He will move a bit closer. Not much closer, but a little bit. And the main guy seemed to be the main problem. So he will cast Sorceress Burst at him.
Okay.
I choose cold.
When you are getting ready to cast it, I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Charisma saving throw.
Yeah.
Unlikely. 10.
As you are looking at him in preparation to cast the spell, his eyes flash at you, and suddenly you realize, oh well, you thought that he was the biggest problem that you needed to attack, but actually, it's really it's Zinhorn is actually in disguise, and he's one of the enemies actually. So you're going to run your attack against him instead.
Okay. Well, Sorceress Burst with cold.
Mm-hmm.
That is a spell, range spell attack. So we will try it with cold. But it is only 13 to hit, which I think misses.
All right. Zinhorn,
Mm-hmm.
13 misses.
13 misses me.
Yes.
As you see a
good,
wave
okay,
of,
Yes.
yes,
of cold
yes,
energy
okay,
fly by
sorry.
you from
Yes.
Nedry's direction.
Yes. Nedry just targeted you with a spell and it missed apparently, but yeah.
Oh.
Because so as soon as that happened, you suddenly realize, Nedry, that wait, no, that wasn't right. That wasn't what was supposed to happen.
Sorry, brother. I got confused.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do
go ahead
better.
and roll another charisma save, Nedry, because I think your magic thing maybe should have worked for that.
Okay. 17.
Okay, well, it still would have failed. So, but I think it's relevant to give you the opportunity.
Okay.
But yes, so in any case, yeah, when you tried to target him, it somehow he briefly charmed you into making the attack against a different target.
Clever.
Mm-hmm.
I'll remember that. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I think that that makes it now the soldier's turn. I think that they're advancing. 2, 3. So let's see. These guys. And then I think, yeah, these guys are coming up to flank their boss there. The ones that are at the back of the bridge, I think, are still. Yeah, they are going to use. You know what? Yeah, I think they're going to use their dash action to move another. Yeah, you know what? I think all of them are. So these guys are all moving in to basically move in around like that. And these guys are also dashing. 2, 3. Yeah, so they have used their dash action to do that, and that is the end of their turn. They're moving into position. So we're now at the top of a new round, and the thing that I was briefly saying was going to happen is actually not happening. Instead, he's that is a different thing going on. So, um, now it is the top of the initiative again. So it is the bird. The bird is dancing in a place where he's down the cliff a little bit, so he really doesn't even have line of sight. So I think, yeah, as an action, he's going to try to break the spell because he can't really even do his attacks otherwise. First of all, he's going to roll to see if he gets his laser beak back. He does not.
So wisdom 18.
Yeah, wisdom 18. That's a 19 on the die. So, yeah, I think that is at the end of his turn. So he's still stuck down there for now, but at least he is now no longer... Wait, so actually... No, I take it back. So that's as an action. It's not at the end of the turn. And so what that means is he did have to use his action to do that, but he can take back, go up into the air again, taking off flying. Does he have any cool bonus actions that are... yeah, okay. Right, okay. Yeah, so he's, flying up around again. He's about 40 feet off the ground now, but had to use his action to do that. Zinhorn, it is your turn. The ape is currently paralyzed in front of you.
Okay. Well, I am going to cast Blade Barrier
Okay.
from the soldier just above and to the left of me, straight through the ape across the bridge.
Okay.
Straight line, 100 feet long.
All right. Straight line, 100 feet long. Is it 5 feet?
5 feet wide, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let's draw that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 90. So looks like that.
Yep.
Okay, great. And so that spell says, let's see, do they, any creature in the wall space makes a dexterity saving throw. Okay. So the ape is going to automatically fail for being paralyzed.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the soldiers that are in that area, even though like if they're minion characters, so basically even if they only took half damage, they would die. So the soldiers that are in that area of effect are killed. Didn't mean to just delete your line. I just clicked it by accident.
That's
and
fine.
then what's is that 32 force
32.
damage?
Yep.
Yeah, for the ape. Okay. So the bird now uses a legendary action. And I think that from behind Zinhorn, you need to you feel a sort of more directed version of that beam coming at you, and you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 12 is probably not going to do it.
No, it does not do it. And so you are going to take 31 radiant damage as it zaps you with a laser from behind.
Okay, and I probably need to roll for concentration.
That would be my guess. Yeah. So you would need to get a 15 or better.
Is what do I roll?
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
Mhm.
I did not get it.
Okay, so your blade barrier was it thinned the pack somewhat. It definitely hurt the ape, at least the once, but unfortunately it drops when you're zapped from behind.
Yeah.
Okay. It is the ape's turn now. And so it is paralyzed, but it can try to make the save at the end of its turn. Is that correct? All right, so it's going to make wisdom save. That's a 17.
Nope. 18.
Oh, okay, so yeah, unfortunately, it is still paralyzed. Let me put a little symbol on that. Yeah, okay. That's yeah, that's not great for him. He's not getting to do his cool stuff. That's how it goes sometimes. Let's see. Okay. All right. That makes it the Chancellor's turn. He is going to step a little closer. Like going up across the bridge here. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, one more square to have everybody in that range. Actually, yeah, okay. So what he is doing is he kind of clears his throat and says, let's try this again. And he draws another quill. So he is once again doing these attacks, this time against, still Nedrico.
That's not a magical effect or not a spell effect?
It's a ranged spell attack.
Okay. Third level counter spell.
Okay. Doesn't say that it is like, doesn't give a level equivalent for it. Yeah, so I mean, I guess, yeah, it's a little unhelpful that it doesn't have a level for it. So I guess I can only just take it as being, you know what? I think he's powerful enough. It doesn't make sense that all of his things just are easily counterspelled by a simple level 3. So I'm going to have you make the check.
Okay.
I'm going to say what you need to get is a 15, which I think is not
21
for you. Yeah. So I think you do counterspell it as you watch him write the names and then. You know what? I think it's a ranged spell attack. But there are he can make 3. I think you can counterspell 1, but not all 3. If that makes sense. He's not.
Is it one spell that generates 3 effects,
he has
or is it one
multi-attack.
Okay,
He
never
makes
mind then.
3 ranged attacks.
Okay.
So I will say though that in the future, if you want to do that again, you won't have to make the check because of this ruling.
Yeah, if it looks like it's targeting him, that would be the one he would counterspell. So
makes sense. So your counterspell against that one is successful. Against Lynn, that is a 15 to hit because that's another 3 on the die. And then against Evan, another 3 on the die. This guy is cursed. Maybe the pillar's granting of his wish is poisoned after all. Yeah, he is looking pissed now that this isn't working. He's really, like, you can see that he was already mad, but now that his cool plan to just deal with you is starting to not go the way he had planned, you can see that there's there's almost like steam starting to come off of his skin, and it's almost like he's giving off smoke. All right, that is the end of his turn. Yeah, that's the end of his turn for now. He is also going to, so that makes it Evan's turn.
Okay, he is going to, oh man, he's gonna move up here next to Nedry, and yeah, he's gonna hit that guy with his short sword,
Yeah,
like the one right in front of him.
gotcha.
Um, that is a 18 to hit.
Okay, 18 definitely hits, and he cuts that guy down.
Okay, cool. Oh, you don't even
Do
have to
do
roll
roll
for
the
those. That's
damage.
right.
Do roll the
Yeah.
damage though, just because
11.
theoretically. Okay, yeah. So it's theoretically possible that it could be enough damage to kill two of them, right?
Oh,
And
okay. Yeah.
in fact, I think that is what happens here, is because it's overspill. They have basically the equivalent of 13 hit points. So if you do more than that, it kills another one. And so he
Okay.
with a single slash, he cuts down two together.
Okay.
And as you watch as they go down, I guess you hadn't noticed this necessarily when the blade barrier cut them down, but they basically burned up and turned to ash, disappearing and blowing away in the wind when they're killed.
Nice.
All right, so one attack takes two of them down.
I have to look to see. Oh yeah, I do have extra attack.
Yeah. I think
Okay, so I'm gonna go after
at least 3.
Yeah. I'm just getting used to like melee stuff.
Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
so not used to it.
Yeah, no problem.
So I'm gonna do a short sword attack against the other one. I'm gonna step forward and take another attack.
Okay. All right.
It's rolling.
Yeah.
That is a 19.
Okay, that's gonna hit again. Yeah, you're gonna kill that one.
Yeah, that's.
Roll the
I think
damage.
that's 10.
Yeah, 13 is exactly enough to kill the one. So there's not a second one killed somehow.
Okay, cool.
But yeah.
All right, yeah. So he's dead, and yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. At this point, the chancellor here, he kind of clears his throat, and you can watch as his eyes flash again, and he's clearly taking a specific, very sort of regal-looking posture, and he says, "Welcome, friends." And I want Nedrigo, Evan, and Zinhorn to make charisma saving throws. Don't forget about Evan's aura, which means that at least Nedry is probably in that and would get a bonus to his save.
And it's a magical save?
Yes.
How
it's a
far
charm
does
effect.
your bonus extend?
We're asking Jenny that, but she's looking.
Yeah, I have to look. I don't even know where to look for that. I gotta find. I think it's on my features.
All right. Well, I really hope it's pretty far.
Yeah, that 14 is not going to do it. Otherwise, the 16. Well, we'll see what happens with the bonus.
It's 30 feet, Paul.
Okay,
All
so
right,
it would
so
include Zinhorn. But how much is the bonus though?
+3.
+3.
Okay. So I am afraid that the +3 is not enough to reach what you needed for either. So Evan saves easily. However, Nedrigo and Zinhorn, you are both currently charmed by the leader here. Right now, that doesn't mean you're dominated or anything, but it is specifically the charmed attack means I believe you can't attack him. You have to interpret what he says in the most positive possible way. Let's see.
The bardic inspiration, can that be used on saves?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
And what level is it now? A D12?
I think so.
D20? I'll just add a
yeah.
D20.
1d12.
Okay. I will
What
add
about
that
heroic inspiration?
I mean, that lets you re-roll.
I will add 11 to my
I'll wait.
save.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, well, that will definitely make it enough that you are not charmed. I think you start to feel the charm take place, but then you are. How does the inspiration give you the ability to resist it?
I figure that the way that Lynn did this probably was just like humming a line of her song, and it's such an earworm that's been running through his head over and over and over again. And finally, the lyric kicks in, and he's like, "Oh, no, I'm not your friend."
Mechanically, Zinhorn, all this actually means is that you cannot target him
Okay.
with damaging effects. So I think I interpret that to also mean area of effect. You know, you can't knowingly do something that will hurt him. Yeah, so you are currently charmed.
Okay.
But yeah, Nedry and Evan are able to resist that effect. We just had Evan's turn, then he used his villain action, so that means it is now Lynn's turn.
So this bridge,
Mm-hmm.
how far down is this, like water?
I think it's
like a
like 20
river
feet
down
down
there?
to the water. Yeah, it's a river.
Well, I was just curious as to how far the drop was.
20 feet.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking I want to cast disintegrate on the bridge, like where he's standing, because I
Okay.
can
Yeah.
disintegrate like it's
Mm-hmm.
So it says the spell automatically disintegrates a large or smaller non-magical object.
Mm-hmm.
If the target is huge or larger object or creation of force, this spell disintegrates a 10-foot cube portion of it.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I think that
It's not prismatic wall.
no, no. I'm just trying to think how best to just to see what he has that would be doing anything um helpful for that. Yeah. Okay. So I think what this just comes down to is there's a moment where he sees you preparing a spell, and he's looking at you like ready to try to interfere with that spell, but then his plan is disrupted because you're not actually targeting him, which means his magic, doesn't lock in the right way, and then you disintegrate part of the bridge right where he's right above where he's standing. So let's um,
10-foot cube. I don't know if that means like I can take out the whole middle chunk of it. Yeah, that
Yeah.
kind of what I had in mind.
I think I think it's it's one of those things where if this was a really strong brand new bridge, maybe I would make you roll damage or something like that. But I think with this old ruined bridge, it just happens. And so I think it's what doesn't get disintegrated entirely crumbles down, and it sends him tumbling into the water. Because it's water and not ground, he's not going to take fall damage, but he is now in the water. And at least for the brief moment now, it's deep enough that he is submerged.
I was gonna
hoping it
say,
was one of
like,
those
can he?
fast rivers that would just like sweep him away. That would have been great. But
I
That
was
would be
I was
nice.
I'll take
wondering if he
this.
has to make like a swimming check. Like,
Yeah,
can he
and
swim?
he is in armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sinking like a stone.
Yeah.
Does he have to maintain concentration on that charm?
That was kind of what I was trying to
He
accomplish
does
there.
not.
Okay.
Nope.
Well, eh.
Yeah, he doesn't have to. You as charmed get an opportunity to make the save again, but you don't. He doesn't have to concentrate on it.
Mm.
But so at the end, is that the end of your turn, or do you have anything else?
Yeah, I was also going to throw some bardic insp. I didn't realize that was Evan standing there before because I'm not used to seeing that icon.
Yeah.
Or that token.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm gonna toss Evan bardic inspiration as well. I mean, actually, no. If Nedry used it and it was a successful,
Oh yeah, that gets thrown around, doesn't it?
yeah, it's the
It's like
trying to find it.
infectious or something.
Yeah, infectious inspiration. When a creature within 60 feet of you succeeds on an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw, that adds your bardic inspiration die to a different creature that can hear you.
Mhm.
And I can use that 4 times. So I have never used this. So if you want to, like, not this time with it, Christiana, that's okay.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it. What are you trying to do with it?
Oh, just to pass it from, because Nedry successfully used the bardic
Oh, yeah,
inspiration
yeah.
die.
So
Yeah, to pass that to Evan.
Oh, yeah, great. Yeah, sure.
So that means you don't have to expend another use.
Correct.
Mhm.
Correct.
Cool.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Is that the end of your turn though?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
So I think you are feeling pretty pleased with yourself with that bridge plan, which was very cool. But then you feel like your vision swims for a second as the chancellor here uses villain action deceptive stratagem. Oh wait, no, hang on. He can't do what I was initially going to have him do, which was switch places with you. It has to be with a willing creature, so it has to be one of his boys. So I think he's doing it with the bird because the bird can just fly up out of the water. So suddenly you watch and the bird, where it was flying in the air. It was flying in the air, huh? Yeah, no, never mind. He wouldn't do that. That's silly. He does it with one of his boys back here.
It doesn't have to be something he can see, right? Because
No, it's
Wow.
it is a willing creature of his choice within 120 feet of him.
Cool.
Yeah, and then there actually could be more to that, but it's situationally doesn't work. So that's all that happens with that villain action. But you watch as he just like suddenly appears, and one of his soldiers is suddenly now flailing around in the water. Ah! Okay, that was at the end of Lynn's turn. Nedry, it's your turn.
Mark, you're muted.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good because I was just muttering to myself anyway. He's going to move up a little bit
Okay.
to about there. And then the snow is gone from around us all, but
Oh yeah.
around his
Okay.
hands, he swings his hands and snowballs start to form in the air once more. And he sends a swarm of snowballs. The snowballs, let me see, that is, I think, 5 foot, so it's a small
Mhm.
radius. So he'll send it there.
Okay.
I'll do it at, let's do it at 3rd level.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a dexterity 17 save for everyone within a 5 foot radius. So the ape and those 2 guards.
Okay.
And this is at 3rd level, so
Dex
does not
save
cost a
you
spell.
just said?
Sorry?
Dex save you just said?
17. Yeah, dex 17.
Okay, well, so the ape automatically fails because he's still paralyzed.
Okay.
The soldiers,
That will.
one definitely fails. The other also fails. They're going to take enough damage that they are frozen.
Okay, it's 18 cold damage.
Yeah.
If you failed, be 9 if they succeed.
Mm-hmm.
But I think everything failed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And then so 18 for the ape. All right.
all right, and I think that's it for now.
Okay. All right. Yes, it was at the start of this round after Zinhorn's turn that we did the bird's legendary action, right? So that is not happening again this time. So that makes at the end of your turn, it is the soldier's turn. I think this soldier who is not wearing the same heavy armor that the leader is floating, but also by virtue of floating instead of sinking, he is getting swept down the river. I think I'll have him make an athletic check to see if he can, like, do anything about that. Gets a 12. I think he's making a little bit of progress to kind of swim back this way, but he's getting swept away. Otherwise, doesn't get very much. The others here, I think, are just going to like they're taking up positions around him. And that is the end of that round. We are at 10 till 10 right now. Would you like to continue going for a little bit, or do we want to, pause in media res here and continue next time? What do you think?
And I'm an hour behind y'all, so
Yeah, and I'm an hour ahead, so it's almost 11.
Yeah. So I think that I would be up for more if we had everybody, but if anyone would kind of rather just as soon we choose this as a break point and continue next time, that is what we'll do.
Yeah, I hate to throw my hat in there, but
Don't feel
Yeah.
that way if
Yeah.
if
us
you
East
want-
Coasters got to sleep,
Absolutely. No, this is real. So in any case, the battle is happening. It's not going the way the Chancellor would have preferred right now. Perhaps the gift the pillar gave him of the opportunity to fight you was not everything that he would have hoped for after all.
Yeah, which
will
did he give
see.
the gift to, him or us?
But in any case, the fight is not over. You've cleared out a lot of the minions, but most of the heavy hitters are still here, and only one of them has even taken any damage. So we'll see what happens as this fight continues next time on So Many Levels.
So
many minions.
many
Levels.
levels.